Hello music learners, welcome to Jihee's music class. Today we are going to test your knowledge of musical terms from Piano Adventure Level 4 Theory Book page 20 and 21. Today is gonna be your test day. It's like a midterm that you've been working on. So if you haven't done yet, you can pause the video right now and I want you to complete page 20 and 21. There are 22 questions. I want you to finish within 30 to 40 minutes. And if you're a real beginner, you may spend like up to an hour. And you can come back to this video and check all the answers with me. Are you ready? Let's get started. Choose from the pool of musical terms at the bottom of the page to complete the information. So if you see the bottom of this page, we have the pool of the answers. So you just need to choose one of these for the questions, right? For 15 questions in this page. Let's take a look all together. That makes you easier to think about it, right? Okay, number 1. Ending section of a piece is what is that called? The ending section. It's added section and it is called coda. Coda is here. We can cross this out. That was the answer of number 1. Let's move on to number 2. A polished dance in 3/4, time signature 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. Polish. Okay, that's the key. Mazurka. Okay, mazurka is polished dance music in 3/4 time. And the master of mazurka is Chopin. Chopin is a Polish composer who wrote many great piano music. So if you have a chance, please take a listen Chopin's mazurkas. Alright, let's move to number 3. The first note of a scale is called tonic. We've been working on tonic, right? So if that's a C major scale, like this, C is tonic, right? The first note. And if it's a G major scale or minor scale, the G is gonna be tonic, the first note. Okay, tonic. Where are you? Here. Okay, tonic is gone. Let's move on to number 4. A broken chord across the keys is on a broken chord across the keys. A broken chord across the keys is on arpeggio. Arpeggio. Okay, it sounds like this. Okay, it's a chord, but it's broken. Piano music or in harps or even in string instruments, arpeggio is very common and easy to play. Arpeggio is here, gone. And let's move on to number 5. Okay, A is repeated, B is repeated. This is type of a form of music. So A, B form is called binary form. Binary. Okay, so BI, bi means number 2, right? So like bicycle. So binary form in music means 2-part form. A and B. You have only 2 parts. So it's called binary form, 2-part form. So in here, in the pool of the answers, we have here binary. Gone. Let's move to number 6. A short musical idea. A short musical idea is called, it's like this. I'll give you a hint. This is very famous Beethoven's 5th Symphony. And the first four notes of the symphony is a short musical idea, which is called motive. Okay, that was the motive, short musical idea. And number 7, the fifth note of the scale. We looked at the first note of the scale at number 3. This time, the fifth note of the scale is called, this is the fifth note, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this called? We've been working on this in previous videos. Dominant, right? Tonic and dominant. Dominant is the fifth note of the scale, which is here. Okay, and move to number 8. A sudden loud accent. A sudden loud accent is called, this one is a little hard to spell, sforzando. Sforzando. Sforzando is sudden loud accent. You can also write this as FZ, like this. This is more common expression of sforzando. You'll not see the full spelling of this term, but you'll see a lot of this, okay, in real music. So sforzando is here, okay. And number 9, a stress mark, hold a note, its full value. I'll give you an example. So if you see a note, and if you see a short line below the note, or it could be above the note, like this. So these short lines, these are the stress mark, and which means you have to hold the note its full value. So it's not staccato, just you have to press the note deeply, or play the note deeply with its full value, which is called tenuto. Okay, this is called tenuto. Tenuto is here. Alright, let's move on to number 10. A pattern that repeats over and over. A pattern that repeats over and over. Take a listen to an example. Okay, it's like this. Something like this. I just made it up. But there was a pattern and which was repeating over and over. That means that kind of features in music is called ostinato. Okay, it's called ostinato. Ostinato is here. Okay, let's move on to number 11. A stately dance in 3/4. Okay, it's asking you the genre of music. A stately dance music in 3/4 time. So in number 2, there was a Polish dance in 3/4, but now this is not Polish. I think this is more universal. A stately dance in 3/4. The genre, name of the genre, is called minuet. Like you may heard this. So this is minuet, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Minuet is here. Okay. Let's move on to number 12. A 4-note chord built on scale step 5. A 4-note chord built on scale step 5. So we already know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth note of the scale is called dominant. If you make a chord over the scale step 5, this is dominant chord. And if you stack up one more note on top, so 1, 2, 3, 4 notes, this is dominant 7th chord, or also 5, 7 chord because it's built on scale step 5. Dominant 7, 5, 7 is here. Okay, let's move on to number 13. The same pattern repeated higher or lower. Okay, the same pattern repeated higher or lower. Don't get confused with this one with number 10 because ostinato is just you're doing the same pattern over and over on the same pitch. The same pattern repeated, number 13 is asking you same pattern repeated higher or lower. So it's like this. So I play the pattern going higher and higher. It can also go lower and lower. Like this. So this is called sequence. Here, sequence is gone. We have only 2 questions left. Number 14. A chord where the root is not on the bottom. A chord where the root is not on the bottom. So it's a chord, but like this. But this, I just play the root position chord. But if the root is not on the bottom, like this, you can shuffle the notes. Chord inversion. We were talking about inversions in previous videos. Chord inversion. Alright. Gone. And number 15. A chord where the root is on the bottom. So this is like kind of opposite. Not opposite, but this case chord inversion. This case the root is on the bottom. Root is okay. The answer is very self-explanatory, and you have only one answer left, which is here. So it's called the root position. Root position chord. Okay. Root position. So this is root position. This is root position. Root position. Okay. All right. Let's move to the next page. Okay. Now it's number 16. This one is number 16. Name this scale, right? In treble clef, you have one flat, which is B flat, and you have 4/4 in the time signature. Let me play this for you first. 1, 2, ready, go. So you have B flat, and you even have C sharp as an accidental. What kind of scale is this? So since this one starts on D, ends on D, that's a big clue. It's gonna be D scale. Okay. And is this major or minor? Then you need to know. Is this D major or D minor? So the key is you have B flat, right? So if you have B flat and if it starts or ends on D, that means that's D minor scale. And another clue, you can think like this. D, F, and A. Do you see? D, F, and A. You can make a minor chord. So one chord is minor, so this is D minor. Another clue is this. This is C sharp, which is the leading tone, right? Leading tone. In minor key, we need artificial leading tone as a accidental. Okay, because leading tone is half staff from tonic. Okay, so that was how we figure out the scale, okay, of a passage. And let's move on to number 17. Name this major and minor key signature. Okay, again, this is in bass clef and you have one flat. If you have only one flat, it has to be B flat. And if you have B flat, you have only 2 options. So if it's a major, it is, the tonic's gonna be F here. So F major has B flat. Remember this? Okay, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. This is F major scale. And we have to find the relative minor of F major scale. We have to find the relative minor of F major because relative major and minor, they share the key signature. You have to go minor third down. We talked about this. So F from F, 1, 2, 3. So D minor is relative minor of F major. Okay, let's continue on. Number 18, this is number 18. Name these chords in the key of C. So in the upper blanks, you have to write the letter names, the chord names. And then in the bottom, you are giving Roman numeral analysis. Okay, the first chord in bass clef. What chord is this? The bottom note is C, right? C, G. C, E, G is C chord. And in the key of C, this is one chord. Okay, and the second chord, what is the bottom note here? It is G, right? G, D, F. So this is G chord, right? Is that correct? You have three notes, but actually here the third note, which is B, is missing. B is omitted, but it's still G chord, and you have the seventh interval from root to the top note. G to F is seventh interval. So this is G7 chord. Okay, G7 chord is 5-7 in the key of C major, dominant 7 or 5-7. This one chord is tonic, 5-7 is dominant. Okay, and then last chord, this is actually not a chord because you have only two notes. It's an interval. However, we can just assume this is C chord because we have, C and E. So G is omitted. As I said before, the fifth note is very often omitted and it's still okay. Okay, so this is again one chord. So now let's move to number 19. Name the key for each 5-7 chord. So this time, the first chord has 4 notes. Let me play this on the keyboard. Okay, this one looks like a root position, right? And the bottom note is C, G, B flat. If this is 5-7 chord, then this C, the bottom note, must be the fifth note of a scale, right? Then can go back 5 steps, right? So we can go down 5 steps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? F is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So scale degree 1, which is F, is the tonic of this key, right? So if C7 chord, this is C7 chord, by the way, is 5-7, then this is key of F major or minor. Major and minor, F major and F minor key, they share the same dominant chord. We are going to talk about it in advanced music class. Again, they're called parallel major and minor. They share the same dominant chord. Alright, let's move on to the next question. This is key of. This case, the bottom note starts with A. This is A. This is 5/7 chord with omitted fifth here. If this is 5/7 chord, again, A is the fifth note, right? So we can also go back 5 steps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is this note? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So first note is D, right? So D is tonic. So this is key of D major or minor. D major or D minor, both are correct because they share the dominant 7th chord. So in D minor, so 1, 5, 7, 1. That works. Okay, and let's move on to the next question. This is also 5/7 with omitted fifth here. If this is 5/7 chord, what is the key of this piece? So E, again, the bottom note, which is E. This is the fifth note, right? E. And let's go down 5 steps. E, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1 is A. This is A scale degree 1. So this must be A major or A minor. Both are correct. To the next question. Okay, this is number 20. This is number 20. Okay, write a sequence of this motive. This is 68 time treble clef. Let me play the motive first. Okay, so this is a short motive. We have to make a sequence. So we have to keep the same pattern, but we have to move higher or lower. So it doesn't specify which direction we need to go. So I'll just gonna make a lower sequence of this one. Let's figure it out. The first note is F, right? So if I want to make a lower sequence, it has to be one step below. You have to step down, not skipping down. So F, a step down is E, right? And here, if we look at the first 3 notes, it's F, G, A, just stepping up, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing from here, E, F, G. And then from 3rd to 4th note, you have a skip, right? A to F is a skip. Space to space, it's a skip. So I'm gonna do the same thing, skip down. Okay, and from the 4th to 5th note, you step up. So I'm gonna do the same thing, step up here. And we're gonna make the same rhythm. So 1, 2, all beamed, and then in 16th notes, you need 2 beams. All done. So this is the sequence. Okay, let me play the sequence. Okay, and you can even go further. Something like this. And if you choose to make a higher sequence, you can also do that. Alright, let's move to number 21. Okay, write a 4-note E7 chord. So a full E7 chord. E7 chord, E starts with E, obviously. G, we're stacking up the thirds. E, G, B, D. Is this correct? You need one more. In E7 chord, so now I drew this chord. This is minor 7 chord. We need G sharp in, okay, here for E7 chord. Or if you choose to draw it in the low register, you can start low E, G sharp, B, and D. This is also correct, okay? You can draw the notes better than me, hopefully. And let's answer this question. Is this the 1 or 5-7 chord in the key of A minor? Circle 1. Is this 1 or 5-7? So in A minor, the 1 chord obviously has to start with A, right? So this is A minor, and E7 chord is 5-7 chord, dominant 7. Okay. Alright, and let's move to the next question. Oh, this is the last question. This is number 22. Okay, draw the following. Now we need to draw, okay. Here we have to draw 1/16th note. Okay, you learn 16th note, right? 1/16th note. How does it look like? Note head, a stem, and two tails, right? This is 1/16th notes. And 4/16th notes beam together. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 stems. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need 2 beams. And this one counts 1 beat. So ta 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 ta, fast, right? And this note counts 1/4 of a beat. And let's move to dotted 8th to 16th. Beam together. So dotted 8th note, dot, and the stem and the 16th note here, and then they beam together, and 16th note needs 2 tails. So we just need 2 lines, 2 beams, short beam. All right, this is dotted 8th to 16th. It's like ta, 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 ta. Okay, this one also count 1 beat. Okay, let's move to the next one. 8th note, triplet. Triplet beam together. Triplet, you have to draw 3. Okay, note heads and 1, 2, 3 stems and 1 beam, and you can write number 3. This one also count. Oh, yeah, 1 beat. I'll just draw a quaterno. So it's like ta 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 ta, triplet, triplet. Okay. And lastly, 8th to 2/16th beam together also. So 8, 1/8 note, and 2/16th notes, and 1, 2, okay, stem, and 2/16th notes needs 2 beams, right? Okay, so this is like ta 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 ta. This one also together, they are 1 beat. Okay, so that's it for today. How was it? How many correct answers did you get? You can share your score in the comments below if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay. You learned many great musical terms. I hope you learned many things today about music. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe. That really helps me to making this content. Thank you for staying on, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!